Yeah! We are live. We are so alive from the headquarters. It's Sunday morning. It's almost game time. We've got 40 minutes. 40 minutes for the rest of our lives. You guys thought I wasn't pulling out the tracksuit, the full velour tracksuit on a Sunday morning? Yeah. We just keep making merch that we don't allow you guys to buy. It's my favorite business model. Scarcity. Scarcity without you ever actually being allowed to buy anything that we sell. We've got a whole gang of people in here already. All right, we'll try to get to as many questions as we possibly can. Let me throw them yours up on the screen. Let's get the comments calculated. Boom. Now we're cooking. All right, so let's start off with Josh Kelley. Let's get a little Josh Kelley action in here because I have a feeling he's going to be my most frequently asked football player question today. My stance on Josh Kelley is this. I think he's a top 15 fantasy running back for the week. I think there will be a weird committee between himself. I actually haven't even checked if Isaiah Spiller is active today. But what I've heard from many Chargers fans is that they have a player on their roster by the name of Elijah Dotson. He's 5'9", 202 pounds. That will supposedly be getting some run today. He makes the 53-man roster. He's out of Northern Colorado. I've never heard of the dude prior to this summer. But he's got some explosion. Isaiah Spiller has the opposite of explosion in his game. And that's where we're at. So when you're competing for touches with Elijah Dotson, you're probably going to get a lot of work. I'm cautiously optimistic about this Chargers offense. I want to see how Kellen Moore gets in his bag today. Because when they played against Miami last week, they were playing the safeties back. They said, you're not going to beat us through the air. Herbert's gifted, but inconsistent arm will not be the reason we lose today. Now, with that came a really strong ground game. It was Eckler. It was Kelley. It was Eckler. It was Kelley. Bike to bike to bike to bike to bike. Today, we get no Eckler. We just get Kelley. And Tennessee is a very good run defense. Dating back to last year, dating back to the year prior. Their pass defense is criminally bad. So we'll see if Kellen Moore adapts to the strengths and the weaknesses of the team that they're playing against. It makes me a little bit nervous because Josh Kelley, in theory, should get a lot of volume. I also think he's relatively underrated as a pass catcher. I think he'll come away with 3 to 4 targets, maybe more targets, 3 to 4 catches in this one. Problem is he does lack a little bit of explosion. And the question you kind of got to ask yourself is, if we're assuming he struggles on the ground, right? Okay, so we look at Jamal Williams played against the Titans last week, right? Jamal Williams went into the game. Situation not very different. Jamal Williams and Josh Kelley. I would say they're not very different as players either. Similar body styles, similar play type, similar just like well-rounded, but nothing great type beat. And Jamal Williams struggled on the ground. So I kind of look at them in similar lights where if you're going to give Josh Kelley 15 carries, I don't see a ton of upside there. I don't see a world where he, surpasses 85 rushing yards. I would say he's probably more likely to finish somewhere between like the 45 to 65 yardage range on the ground. The question becomes, what does he do with the 3 to 4 to 5 targets that he gets? Does he turn it into 12 yards? Does he turn it into 35 yards? And then we're relying on a touchdown. Does Josh Kelley punch one in from the 1 yard line? 50-50? I would say we're probably above that if you consider the amount of opportunities that Austin Eckler has had over the last couple of years to punch it in from the 1 yard line. They are plentiful. They happen early. They happen often. And I think he gets a few today. It's a coin flip whether or not he gets in. That's why you take the good with the bad. You can't just be like, oh, Josh Kelley gets the Eckler role. Let's throw him in as the RB6 this week. You take a look at the spectrum. You say, what are the chances he does this, this, and this? What are the chances he doesn't do this, this, and this? And then you throw him into the middle. You throw him into the crock pot, let him simmer, and see what happens. So I've got Josh Kelley starting above a lot of players, but I don't think we can get unrealistically hyped about him based on who he is as a player. Again, I think the best comp would be look at what Jamal Williams did last week for the Saints against the Titans. And he got a lot of work, but didn't turn into much. Do you think Josh Kelley's better than that? A little younger, little bit more explosive. I also think like the Saints have not done a great job of utilizing their backs in the passing game. since Alvin Kamara has been out, or since Drew Brees left and Alvin Kamara has been out now this year, they took their shots downfield. I think they played it really well. I think if the Chargers look at what the Saints' game plan was last week and they let Carr throw the ball deep, right, surpass range yards, Olave did his thing, Michael Thomas even looked all right, Rashid Shaheed looked great, that will likely be the game plan that the Chargers install. So that's my take on that. I don't know that was helpful at all. We got trade A. Rich for Waddle. 1 PPR, 1 quarterback league, got Hurts. Brother, what are we talking about here? You got Jalen Hurts. It's a 1 QB league? Yeah. You're getting rid of A. Rich for Jalen Waddle, Ty. It's the most lopsided shit I've ever seen. There are so many comments flowing in. How we doing, everybody? Do me a favor if you're in here. We've got like 800 people, but 63 thumbs up. That ratio is very disrespectful. That ratio is similar to a Penn State frat party ratio. Let's get it up. Let's see. Mike Williams, Najee, Allen Robinson, full PPR. We're going to shy away from Najee in full PPR. I think Allen Robinson is definitely getting a little bit too cute there. While I like him, I think he'll be a big part of the game plan. I think he'll get a lot of targets. The upside of Mike Williams, as I was just kind of going, yapping about for the last 10 minutes, was about the Chargers offense, their passing game, and how I do think they'll hopefully adapt and get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, man. So give me Mike Will. Mike Will made it. Good morning, Dylan from Arizona. Never been to Arizona. It's one of the few, domestic cities, states, whatever, that I have not yet graced with my presence. I'm sorry if I'm missing the super chats. There's legitimately 8,000 comments coming in at the same time. Brandon, so I play a full PPR super flex. I need to know Tua or Goff in my super flex spot. I have Tua, Lawrence, and Goff all together, and also need to know Mostert, Godwin, Josh Kelley, Elijah Moore, and Zay Flowers. Those last 5 that you named, probably the last 4 that you named, Zay Flowers, Elijah Moore, Josh Kelley, have been the most asked about players over the last 2 days. So I talked about Josh Kelley for a while, so I won't really go into him. Elijah Moore is really interesting because I think he's become a favorite target of Deshaun Watson really quickly. He hasn't seen a ton of valuable targets, but I do think that part of his game will grow. He's a good separator outside, inside. Deshaun Watson feels comfortable with him because he's such a good separator. He gets open early, and Amari Cooper, unlikely to play, gives Elijah Moore, the quick route to being the number 1 receiver there. So I like him a lot. And then Zay Flowers, on the other hand, big week 1. Look great. Look the part. Look the part of a dude who's going to be a playmaker in the NFL for quite a long time. Now, a lot of the passes, a lot of the plays that were run up for the Ravens were, let's get the ball out of the hands of Lamar Jackson pretty quickly and let his playmakers do his thing, which is not a bad idea given the fact that Zay Flowers is he's shifty, man. He's a tough tackle. I will say, going against Cincy, it will be a much tougher matchup, and Mark Andrews is likely going to be back, right? Mark Andrews is probable for this game. He's going to suit up. He will likely be the leading target getter there. So I don't think there's a ton of upside for Zay Flowers this week. I like Godwin. He's more of a floor play, in my opinion. Mostert's like sneaky. I don't think I would start him over these guys in full PPR, but I will say, I know Mostert was a bit disappointing with his 11, 12 points last week. I think this could be a sneaky Mostert game for the fact that New England's probably going to sell out like they did in week 1 to stop A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith to get deep passes, Hill and Waddle. Good luck. One of them is going to pop off, I'm sure. But I'd imagine they play the defense back, giving Raheem Mostert a lot of room to go 6 after 6 after 6 after 6 after 6. You know what I mean? Like that type beat. So I kind of like sneaky Mostert. But if this is my lineup, if we're in a full PPR, I'd flip 5 coins. I really fucking feel like I would. All these guys are so close to each other. I think I feel most comfortable with Josh Kelley's floor. I think I'm enticed by Elijah Moore's ceiling, although we have not seen it come to fruition yet, which is a little bit scary. So I think end of the day, I'd probably end up going with Josh Kelley. I don't think Josh Kelley's that good of a player, to be honest with you, but he's kind of in a perfect storm situation for just this week. Did you know? Jahan Dotson or A-Rob to replace Amari Cooper. This is Jahan Dotson week. We're holding a ceremony for Jahan Dotstein this week. Jahan Dotson is going to go bang, bang. Jahan Dotson is going to put fear into the eyes of people playing against him in fantasy football this week for multiple reasons. One, he's Jahan Dotson. He's very fucking cool. Two, they play against the Broncos. And when you play against the Broncos, you have to play against Patrick Surtain. And when you have Patrick Surtain, he's going to play against the top wide receiving option on your team, which is likely going to be Terry McLaurin. And did we see what happened last week when Surtain played on Devontae Adams? Jacoby Myers went boom. Jahan Dotson is better than Jacoby Myers. Jahan Dotson is going to go boom, boom. I also think Terry McLaurin's less than 100% with the turf toe still. I think he'll get incrementally better as the weeks go by. But I don't think he's there yet. I see a big game from Jahan Dotson coming in. Upstate, appreciate you and the hard work, brother. Tuck in your shirt and stop yelling. There's nothing that qualms the heart more. I think I just made a word up there. That lowers the heart rate than when I see a super chat, but it's not even a sit-start question. It's just like an appreciation note. And I appreciate you, man. Tuck in your shirt and stop yelling. I'll never stop yelling. But my shit, I came tucked today. You think we didn't go full body tracksuit velour? You thought that. There's 968 people in here. I would guarantee 966 of you minimum thought I wasn't pulling up with this today. Full. I look like, you know what I look like? I look like I had to walk 35 yards down my driveway to go pick up the newspaper this morning. That's what I look like. If you don't look like that on a Sunday morning, why even wake up? Why even get up? Don't bother. Lord. How we doing? Hamza, what's up, baby? Zay Flowers or Lockett, full PPR flex. I'm feeling a Lockett bounce bite. All right. We had a lot of people worried about Tyler Lockett, and here's what I'll say. Him and DK are still the ones and twos. JSN is only playing on 11 personnel, so he's the third wide receiver on the field. Lockett got multiple end zone targets last week, which if he converts one of them, we're looking at a much bigger game. He also left for a large portion of the game with concussion protocol check, so I don't expect him to miss time this game. So I like Lockett, okay? If that's my team, I hate to sit Zay Flowers. I really do. I feel like this doesn't come back. I hope this doesn't come back to bite me in the ass because I've been telling a lot of people to probably start other players over Zay Flowers. But give me T. Lizzie there for show. Nate, Justice Hill, Elijah Dotson, or Cam Akers. Oh, my goodness. That is we're definitely not getting too cute with Elijah Dotson there. Justice Hill versus Cam Akers. Here's what I'll say about Cam Akers. He still got a lot of touches last week, and it did come It was just a tough scene all around. I still probably feel like Kyron Williams is probably going to run away with that job eventually, or at least, be the guy, the 1A to the 1B for the next X number of weeks. I still think they're going to use a committee there. I still think Cam Akers is going to be used enough that I feel comfortable enough to throw him into my lineup over Justice Hill. I like Justice Hill as a waiver wire pickup because he brings a different dynamic to that offense than Gus Edwards does or Melvin Gordon does. He's explosive, probably better on third downs, all that kind of sheesh. But one thing to not forget that I kind of did forget when I was talking about Justice Hill earlier this week, he did tear his Achilles semi-recently last year. So he's coming back from an Achilles tear, which I don't think I factored enough into whether or not I like Justice Hill. He looked fine last week. He got in 2 goal line scores, but he went here. One thing, first things first. First things fucking first. Everyone keeps citing like, he went 8 for 9 on the ground. Yes, when you are on the 1 yard line and you score a touchdown, you cannot get more than 1 yard on your fucking stat line. All right, so let's relax with that. Let's relax with the yards per carry on an 8 carry sample size, 3 of which came on the goal line. Simmer down. Settle down. I think we're not ripping C4 pre-workout right now. I'm drinking copious amounts of pre-workout for what? I'm not fucking going to work out. You think I'm going to work out in this? Most working I'm doing is walking down the driveway to get my fucking newspaper, dude. But I'm drinking pre-workout for you. I did this for you. I put my life on the line for you. Good Lord. So, Nate, end of story. I would personally go Cam Akers there. Every question just feels the same. My Lord. Double flex, full PPR, Zay Flowers, Josh Kelley, D-Hop. Okay, this one feels a little bit easier for me to fade D-Hop. I am very much under the impression that D-Hop is going to be limited today. I do not expect much from D-Hop today with the ankle injury, so I'm going to sit his ass. Incarcerated Panda. What's up? I saw. How we doing? Same thing for you, Bobby Hill. Kelley or D-Hop today in PPR. Give me young Kells. Give me machine gun Kells. Nick, what are we watching today? What do you mean? The fuck do you mean? All right, so here's the problem with our, actually, I mean, it's not a problem. We got the main TV in the office living room. We throw Red Zone on there, of course. And we got like a TV on a table, just like real ratchet shit to the right because I haven't hung it up yet. It was hung up in the meeting room. I'm like, we never take meetings on that office in that meeting room. So let me move the TV outside into the main room and it could just sit on a table. So we'll put like the local games. Usually in New York, you'll get, if a Jet or Giants game is going on, you will get that on either CBS or Fox, 2 or 5, usually kind of pivoted one or the other. And then you'll get like an out of location game on the other one typically, so we'll kind of flip back and forth between that. The problem is, like, anytime I try to stream, like, I want to watch the Falcons play, obviously, right? For the GOAT. Like, everyone should be wanting to watch Super Bowl favorites play on Sunday. Must watch TV every time Bijan steps on the field. Goes without saying. I'm trying to watch them, but anytime you try to stream a game, like I use, what do we use here? We use Stream East, I think. Yeah, Stream East. Stream East, it's always like 30 fucking plays behind. It makes me sick. I can't watch Atlanta. Because you know I have, like, we have an iPad too. Like, I'm like refreshing the stats every 5 seconds. So I already know what happened in 4 fucking plays down. Jakey baby. Half PPR, last flex, Najee or Dotson, Kelley and Nacua locked. I like that. I like that lineup a lot. I'm going Dotson over Naj Steen. For show. You guys want to do an underdog draft? They do 6-round drafts during the season. It's pretty fucking electric. I think that's actually what we're going to do. I think that's what we're going to do. Oh, man. I never posted this, huh? Oh, I did. Yeah, I did. We straight. I think we're going to do a Battle Royale draft on Underdog right now. I'm gonna try to rip through as many super chats as I can within the next 90 seconds, and then we underdoge it. Monty, Garrett Wilson, Kelley, Pierce, Zay, start 4. I wish you could have just said sit 1. That would have made life so much easier. I am going to. You didn't give the scoring settings either. That's killing me. I'm gonna assume this is some type of PPR, full PPR. I'm gonna sit Pierce. Full PPR, choose one. Zay Jones, Dotson, or Elijah Moore. Dotson. I want Dotson in every lineup I possibly can. Eric, Puka, or Dobbs to fill in for Amari Cooper, or risk it and pray for Amari. Puka. If Puka is active today, he's in your lineup. They also have him on Underdog at 44 total yards for the day. Christian. 2 wides, 1 flex. Garrett Wilson, DJ Moore, Chris Godwin, Josh Kelley, James Cook, Elijah Moore, Cortland Sutton, Zach Moss. That is wild. All right, so we need 2 wideouts. We need 1 flex. I don't know the scoring settings here. We are going to go. I think we're getting a DJ Moore bounce back. And then Garrett Wilson versus the Cowboys. They're going to do everything to sell out to get his ass locked up. They say we are not going to let Garrett Wilson beat us. Let's go DJ Moore. Let's go a bring back there. Let's go DJ Moore, Chris Godwin. Ooh, I really like James Cook there too. If it's full PPR, let's go James Cook over Josh Kelley. If it is half PPR or standard, let's go Josh Kelley over James Cook. Do you feel me? Gazerk, half PPR. Start Kittle or Higbee. Kittle, stop. Judy or Terry. Ooh, 2 banged up dudes. I don't want either of them in my. I don't like playing limited guys. But Terry has a much. Terry's probably healthier than Judy because he's a few weeks removed from the thing, but he's playing against Patrick Surtain, which I hate. I guess I'll go Judy there, but I don't like it, man. I don't love it. You don't love it. I've got my QB and running backs figured out. C-Law, cool. Now I just need 2 starting wide receivers and a flex 12-team full PPR. Keenan Allen, Chris Olave, Cal. Brother. All right, well, you're never up. Oh, God. Dude, like, it's just like Ridley, you're just never sitting again. He's absolutely a start. I love the matchup for Keenan. Olave, I'm definitely not sitting either. You Keenan, on God, like, I swear on my life. All right, here, if it's my lineup, I'm going to tell you what I would do. I would actually sit Keenan here. I think the other 3 are better players at this point in their career. All have really good matchups. I would sit Keenan and play Ayuk as that 3rd wide receiver. But also, I wouldn't hate you if you just flipped a coin. Do you feel me? Grade the trade, please. I traded away Josh Jacobs, Puka, and A.J. Dillon for Garrett Wilson and Ramondre Stevenson. Love the channel, Kelley. Love. This was not really the time to trade for Garrett Wilson, my friend. I got some bad news for you. I don't think it's terrible. I think you might have been swindled thinking A.J. Dillon was going to be a player after this week. A.J. Dillon is probably like a one week rental while Aaron Jones is out, but it's Aaron Jones' backfield while he is still alive. And then we have Josh Jacobs, who's obviously a great piece for fantasy. Puka, the guy sold high on Puka, which I think Puka is going to be a good player throughout the entirety of the year, regardless of when Cooper Kupp gets back. And we don't even know when Cooper Kupp's going to get back, so I think he's a good player too. So I kind of feel like you gave away 2 really good players for a descending player in Garrett Wilson and possibly a descending player in Ramondre too, because Zeke was like way more involved than he needed to be last week. He was getting like 35% of the snaps. He also got 7 targets, which is not what we want to see for a guy that we were kind of expecting like to be within the top 5 of running back targets and receptions. I don't think it'll be like that every week. I think Ramondre will still be the guy in pass catching situations. Overall, I would have probably taken the Jacobs and Puka side. It's hard to trust G. Willie with Zach Willie. Everything about it is silly. Montgomery or James Cook, DK or Romeo at flex. All right, so we're going DK at flex. Ooh, Montgomery or James Cook. I did not get a scoring type, man. That matters when you're asking Demont versus James Cook. I'll go if it's standard or half PPR, Montgomery. If it's full PPR, James Cook. Luke Musgrave or Pat Freiermuth. Ooh, that's kind of interesting. I would Pittsburgh's playing against Cleveland. That's a good defense for the most part, but you can beat them over the middle a little bit. Even though Luke I'm going Pat. I'm going Pat here. With no Deontay Johnson, I like Pat, Zach. What the hell is this? The hell is this, Andrew? You guys just keep sending super chats without questions. What are we doing over here? Chig or Musgrave? I'll go Musgrave. I feel more confident that Musgrave gets a large target share. Need trade help in 10-team half PPR quarterback super flex. Have Mahomes, Pickett, and Tannehill. Lost Aaron Rodgers. Potential to get Jared Goff for Puka and Pickett or Tannehill. I think Pickett's better days will for sure be ahead. I wouldn't take too much away from his bad performance against the 49ers defense, given the fact that they're going to be an elite defense all year. I don't hate trading Puka and Tannehill. I wouldn't give away Puka and Pickett for Goff. I think at the end of the year, in terms of like fantasy points per game, Goff versus Pickett, I think Goff will probably finish higher, but I don't think it'll be that much higher. Not to trade away like a good asset like Puka. So if you can go Puka and Tannehill, I don't hate it. I think it's a pretty even trade, to be honest, but I would be perfectly okay with it. I wouldn't go as far as going Pickett and Puka though together. All right, I want to do an underdog draft. I'm sorry. There's just no fucking chance I can get all these super chats, regular chats. Everyone's just fucking yelling at me. I'm sorry. So sorry. What have I done? They don't love it. No, they don't love it. All right. Let's get into, that's the wrong screen. Ecamm Live, Google Chrome. There we go. Nope. That ain't it, boss. I'm tired, boss. How do I put myself in the bottom right? We're going to do a Battle Royale week 2. We've got 55 minutes to get into this game. And I will say here, we got 1,200 people on the stream right now. Underdog has weekly drafts, so you could win like fucking, they got 500K in prizes. They're not even fucking around anymore. Like, everything they just release is like, yeah, if you win, you get 500K. How much money does this goddamn company have? I need a raise. I need a raise, Underdog. If you're listening right now, rookie numbers. Boost them up. But if you do get on, if you want to support us, because clearly I need a raise, if you get on Underdog and you want to do the Battle Royale, use our code BDGE, first time depositing, okay? First time depositing, use code BDGE. They're going to double whatever you put down. And guess what? If you hit the Pick'em lobby, I just put the slip in. Oh, we can go through my slips too, actually, for today. You will get a free 0.5 total yard C-Max square. That's a free square right there. So if you deposit using our code, not only are you going to get hit with a double deposit, right? They're going to hit you with $20 extra if you throw down 20, but you'll be able to hit a free square. You'll be able to do some goddamn battle royales with us. I need to get my silly ass back on the screen. Where art thou? Where am I? Where did I go? Where'd I go? I miss me so. Feels like it's been forever. Oh! Why are we in this one, though? Why are we in that cam? Oh, we're so back. Beautiful. Let's get to it. We'll draft here. This is a quick draft, probably 5-10 minutes, and then we'll get into my pick'em slips. And if you guys want to ride your pick'em slips with me, again, code BDGE, we'll double whatever you deposit, and then we hit it. All right, so this is, what slate is this? Is this every team? This feels like every team, right? Am I tripping? Is there a special slate for Battle Royale? I don't know. You tell me. Are there both 1 o'clock and 4 o'clock games in here? Are there Packers and Falcons? Yes, there are. So there's 1 o'clock games. Are there 4 o'clock games? Jets, Cowboys. Yep. All right, cool. They got the whole slate. We are picking from the 106. The draft starts in 24. There's only 6 teams. You only draft against 5 other players, and you only do 6 rounds. The starting lineups are... Okay, they do the slate. They do everything but the primetime games, the 8 o'clock Sunday Night Football and Monday Night Football. Half PPR, we start 1 QB, we start 1 running back, 2 wide receivers, a flex, and a tight end. Interesting. We need to strategize. $50,000 to first place. All right, let's book it. So my thought process, first of all, is I think you got to look at every position and then break it down by tiers. There are so many good wide receivers here that you might be able to dip down and wait on it. There's a pretty good amount of tight ends too, so we don't necessarily have to jump there. I would say it might pay to, the hell is this? It might pay to get an elite QB though. It might pay to grab a QB because you start one. Or do we want to wait and just like bank on a Justin Fields bounce bike upside game right now? All right, if we can get Patty Mahomes and Kelley together, I'm ripping that. Oh, no, Kelsey's off the board already. What a piece of shit. Do we go Lamar Jackson and Mark Andrews? Actually, I think I might go back-to-back wide receivers here. Let's go Amon-Ra, who I have projected to be probably my highest scoring receiver this week, and Calvin Ridley. There you go. 2 studs. We got our wide receivers. Now we can grab a flex play, too. You know what I think is going to be the move? You know what I think might be the difference? You know what might be the difference on this Sunday morning is the Deebo Samuel versus... Oh, Devontae Adams was such a good pick, too. What am I doing out here? Deebo Samuel versus Brandon Ayuk. Ayuk's going to go earlier than Samuel everywhere. But if you were listening to my live stream yesterday, we know that the Rams run zone coverage 90% of the time. And you know why that's significant? Because if we look at the game splits for Deebo against the Rams, he don't eat against man coverage. But he does eat against the Rams because they run zone coverage. All right, so let's just take a look at his stats over the last, let's say, 3-4 years against the Rams. Y'all don't really understand how quick I am on these goddamn keyboards. I'm the fastest man alive with my fingers. Debo, in split versus the Rams. 21.74 half PPR points. He's not even a receiver. He's a running back. 25 PPR points. Receptions, boost. Touchdowns, boost. Targets are the same. That's how you know he's just more effective during zone coverage. 100 receiving yards per game against the Rams. He's so good at sitting in the zone coverage and finding the spots. That's why I feel like Debo might just be the difference today. Ooh, give me George Kittle. We're shooting for all upside. We got to win first place here. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, there goes Bijan, Robinstein. If I can get Pollard and or Gibbs, we love that. If I can grab Kittle here, we also love that. And QB, I think we can kind of just chill for now. I would really like Pollard, though. And then Debo's like my dark horse guy down there. I wonder if any of those guys fall to me. Fuck, there goes Polly. There goes young Polly. Along came Polly. What are we doing? All right, there goes Waller. What an idiot. Dude's dealing with like every sort of fucking problem. All right, who do we go? I think we got to grab at least our one running back. This will be like the differentiator, I think. I think Mixon could have a big game too with Chris Evans out and them just forcing it down Baltimore's throat. But let's go Kittle here. Or let's go Gibbs here. And then do we want to grab our flex play with Debo? Do we like anyone further down that we feel like can boom in the same way that Debo can? I don't think so. So he's kind of feeling like he's in a tier by himself. Do we like any tight ends to go crazy with it outside? This is tough now. This is tough. Because I kind of feel like Kittle and Debo for me are actually, you know what? There's a decent amount of receivers left still, although they're going to rip off the board quick. Ooh, CD's still available too. Damn. I'm gonna go with a tight end here because I do feel like there are a decent amount of receiver options left, although 10 picks away, there's just no chance they get back to me. Maybe I can go with like the alternate universe stack where everybody has now faded Fields and DJ Moore just into eternity. Everyone's out. They play one bad game and it's it. It's over. Justin Fields shouldn't be an NFL quarterback anymore. Everybody stinks. Amari Cooper is considered unlikely to play. There you go. What an asshole I am. What a piece of shit I am. Talk about Justin Fields. No one's taking him. Next pick, Fields. That's fine. Like, I'm fine with Herbert. I'm fine with T-Law. I'm fine with Jackson. Jack Steen. I'm not gonna lie. I think I take this down. I think I take this event down. This is open right now for y'all if you want to draft. Quick 5-10 minutes. Battle Royale right here. Come on. No one cares who you pick. They want to see me pick. Go faster. Oh, there goes the QB run. There goes Debo. This is not great. This is not great, guys. Actually, how is CD still sitting here? I get it. He's going against the Jets, but like 5th round CD? What are we doing? Drop back to me, please. This guy's already got 2 wide receivers. He's going to take CD. He's going to take CD. There goes Metcalf. 1 more. 3 more. 3 more. 2 more. 2 more. 1 more. Yeah! Am I nuts? What are people doing out here? Why is CD falling to me? We get stacking with Dak. That would be the ultra contrarian play. I kind of feel like, all right, Lamar is probably the safe play here. But what if Jared Goff has a career day today and hits it with, I already took Jahmyr Gibbs. I already took Amon-Ra St. Brown. Listen, you got to be like 1 in 500, 1 in 550,000 to win this. I'm going all in on Detroit this week. I am going all in on Detroit this week. Goff, Gibbs, Amon-Ra, Calvin Ridley, CeeDee Lamb, George Kittle. That is a lineup like you will never see again in your lifetime. You guys just witnessed pure greatness. Why are people scared? CeeDee Lamb runs in the slot. Sauce ain't moving around just bottling him up. You guys are nuts. Oh, my God. See, I get CeeDee Lamb and 2 picks later, DeAndre Hopkins dealing with a high ankle sprain gets picked. That's ridiculous. Sometimes I just feel like I'm too smart for my own good. All right, let's move to the pick'em lobby. Let's go through some of the slips that I took today and just give a quick explanation of them. If you guys want to tail them, again, go sign up with promo code BDGE on Underdog, and they will double whatever you put down. So if you put down 10, you'll have 20. If you put down 40, you'll have 80, all the way up to $100. Promo code BDGE. So I took my first slip is Zach Wilson over 2.5 rushing attempts. The reason for that is that he's going to be living under pressure against Dallas. I just kind of think he moves around and he has to run for his life, right? Like even if he's trying to escape a sack and he falls forward and he gets half a yard, that technically counts as a rushing attempt. Or what if Zach Wilson is the savior of the city? What if he's the savior of the city? They beat the Dallas Cowboys and he kneels it. And he kneels down the last 2 or 3 plays. 2.5 rushing attempts. Locked up. Cooks is out. That's why CD is falling. That makes no sense to me. That makes the opposite of sense to me. Next one, 2 picks. Travis Etienne lower than 86.5 rushing and receiving yards. I can understand why this one might seem counterintuitive. This is not one I feel great about. It just feels like a very, very high number to have as like a baseline. Anytime I see a running back that's not like Saquon Barkley or Nick Chubb all the way up here at like 85 to 90 yards, I typically take the lower. And I think that usually hits 60 to 65% of the time. I could absolutely see him going crazy against Kansas City Chiefs, but he really doesn't hit this number last week if he doesn't have that like random breakaway touchdown run at the end of the game where he was bottled up in the backfield. So I feel relatively good about that one. Harrison Butker, 1.5 field goals made against Jacksonville. I don't know. Their offense seems a little bit stale last week. I could see them moving and then not being able to capitalize if Travis Kelce is on a snap count. So, high over-under, they're expected to score 26, 27 points. I could see, 2 field goals getting done here. Fields, Bijan, Debo, Khalil, and Puka. All right, so already talked about Puka. This is like the ultimate splash play of all smash plays. If he is active, Puka is going to get another 8 to 10 targets. That's easy. Khalil Herbert, I took the lower. I didn't know that Deonta Foreman was going to be a healthy scratch when I did take this. But against Tampa Bay, like Khalil Herbert's not catching passes. I think he would need like 15 carries in order to top this number. And Roschon Johnson is expected to get pretty heavy play time today. So I don't love Khalil Herbert today. Debo already talked about how he smashes versus zone. He's so good against the Los Angeles Rams. So we're going higher on 11.45 fantasy points. Bijan, I just think the Falcons are going to run the ball close to 35 to 40 times this game. I think that's going to be their entire game plan. Eat clock, eat clock, eat clock. Everyone gives Arthur Smith shit. He's doing what he can with the pieces that he has. Everyone's throw the ball more to fucking Drake London and Kyle Pitts. Yeah, what happens when we open it up and let Desmond Ridder throw the ball 35 times? He throws fucking 3 picks. That's what happens, okay? We are giving the ball to the best players on our team, making sure that we don't turn the ball over. Bijan Robinson's going to need 11 carries to hit this 55.5 rushing number. Easy. Fields, I just like a bounce-back game. 18.75 fantasy points. I get it. He had a bad week last week, but like one big run gets him there. Lastly, again, I doubled down on the Puka, 45.5 rushing and receiving yards. We're taking the higher. And then Amon-Ra, I think he's just in for a big game. Seattle, their pass defense was atrocious last week, and I think they just have even more questions and holes in their lineup, and where they can get torched is over the middle of the field. So I like Amon-Ra to go nutty. 74.5 receiving yards. He's going to catch 10 passes. This is why, Underdog released, this is dope. I got to take a breath. I'm sorry. Hold on. I actually am an NPC sometimes. I forget to breathe. So Underdog has in-game, like live in-game picks that you can make. They have live, like they're updating the numbers in real time as the games are happening, and you could bet on the higher lowers as the games are happening. It's fucking sick. And because this is like a new feature that they just rolled out, they're trying to get people onto it. So they give out free lines all the time. Like the game would just start and they'll just be like Kirk Cousins, 30.5 total yards. That includes passing yards. So I would just keep an eye on the Underdog app as the games are going on because they fucking launch these all the time. Just free squares, free squares, free squares. So we hit the Kirk one, obviously, and now we just have Calvin Ridley, 67.5. Ridley's the alpha to Trevor Lawrence. They're playing against the Chiefs. They're going to need to score. Like, that just felt easy. Let's see. Oh, this is another cool promo they have. So we hit Jordan Addison on Thursday night under 3.5 receptions. He had 3 receptions. Now, this Tua line, I'm not sure if they still have it. I'm not sure if they still have it available right now, but they have a promo going on where if you take anything on this slip, it doesn't matter if it's over or under, higher 277 yards, lower than 277 yards. If you just enter a slip with the Tua slip, they're just giving away $10,000 to 10 people who use the Tua pick. You don't even have to hit it right. You don't have to get it right. It's just random. If you are one of the people that enters a slip with this number, you're just randomly entered into a $10,000 giveaway. So might as well just go fucking hit that too. So they got free squares, the top free squares. They got Tua giveaways. They got fucking in-game free squares. They got the McCaffrey free square. Imagine not taking advantage of the free squares that they got going on right now. We got Nick on top of Nick on top of Nick. This is a metaphor for the free squares. They've got free squares on top of free squares. We've got free Nicks on top of free Nick. I'm yelling, put on Rick Ross until they free all my dogs. Hey. This is sick. Look at me. Wait. Can I add another one? I might add another one. I'm not doing all that. All right. I need to drink water or something. Maybe eat something before the game starts because I'm going to pass away at this rate. All right. I love you guys. Go sign up for Underdog with our code BDGE. Enjoy the games. Good luck in week 2. Hit the higher on Puka. Puka is here to stay. We're talking Jeremy Lin type beat. I love you. I'm out of here.